Following is a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network.
Play on, and Anderson is going to launch for three. It's good!
Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. It's a drop third strike. All he has to do is throw him out, and the West Fargo Patriots are your 2022 state champions.
Now it's game time. Let's head up to the broadcast booth for the pregame show right now on Magnitude Sports.
All right, welcome. Let me turn up my microphone. Welcome to DGF High School, known as the Fort here. It's the brand new gym. Been here for a few volleyball games this past fall, but it's our first basketball game here at the Fort between the 2 and 3 DGF Rebels and the 5 and 1 Pelican Rapids Vikings. And that one loss for the Vikings is a game that they would probably like to have a rematch on. We'll tell you more about that here in just a little bit. I want to thank everybody for tuning in on this cold and chilly night in North Dakota. If you walk through the door that goes from the gym to outside, you have a 100-degree temperature difference. The inside temperature is, it's probably about 99 degrees, 70 degrees, but the outside feels like temperature is negative 31 right now. This game originally scheduled for 7:30, but it's been bumped up to 6 o'clock or as soon as the JV game got over with. The JV game had a running clock as the DGF Rebels would pick up the victory by the final score of 54-10. And so now we're going to get the varsity game started probably closer to, let's see here, 5:48 plus 4, probably about 5:52. So about an 8-minute head start on the 6 o'clock scheduled start time here for the varsity game. Like I said, originally scheduled for 7:30, but due to weather concerns and travel concerns, they bumped this game up so that everybody can get home safely. And if you haven't made it here tonight, well, there's spots open for you. But I don't know about the roads. I drove up here from the Barnesville area, and I'm not sure how the roads are from here to Pelican Rapids. The roads from here to the Barnesville area were all right. A little bit of snow covered, and as long as you go like under 60 miles per hour, I think you're safe. Let's put it that way. Anything above that, you might be risking some catastrophes on the horizon. Let's put it that way. So we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back with more of your pregame shows. We'll take a look at these two teams side by side. It'll be the second time we've seen the DGF ladies. It'll be the first time for the Pelican Rapids ladies here on this winter basketball season. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back in a moment here on Magnitude Sports. Budget Blinds, based in Detroit Lakes, serving Perham, Fergus Falls, and Park Rapids, is celebrating its 30th anniversary. Whether you need blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, check out the entire inventory online, budgetblinds.com. Also, schedule a consultation on the website. Have more questions? Give them a call, 218-206-9599. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for custom window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit online, budgetblinds.com.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Sweet chaos. Delightfully disruptive.
Can I have a piece of that Willy Willoughby?
Wally Wibbly.
Wiley's Wallabies. Wallaby Wallies? Wilby Wobbaby?
It's pronounced Wiley Wallaby.
Well, it's very good.
It's called Wiley Wallaby, and it's delicious.
All right, welcome back to the Fort here at DGF High School on Magnitude Sports. Mike Mason with you here on this warm inside but cold outside. What day is it? Thursday. It's been a long week. A lot of games postponed over the last 48, 72 hours. A lot of games rescheduled, and some of those rescheduled games have now been postponed. If you're tuning in looking for Barnesville versus Park Rapids Wrestling, that has been postponed. Rescheduled has not been, we have not been informed of a rescheduled date if it has been rescheduled at this time. So we bring you DGF versus Pelican Rapids girls basketball in the place of Barnesville and Barnesville and Park Rapids Wrestling. That was originally scheduled for this evening, and whenever that is rescheduled, we'll have it for you here on Magnitude Sports. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like I said in the opener, it's about a 100-degree difference from inside to outside. Inside the gym here, we're in the low 70s, and if you step out two glass doors into the parking lot, you suddenly step into a world that is negative 31. That's the feels like temperature with the windshield. The actual air temperature is negative 8, but with the windshield at 16 miles per hour, it's making it feel like it's negative 31 degrees outside. So if you plan to drive here, you might want to bring a little booster pack just in case your car might have some trouble starting by the time the basketball game is over with for this evening. Let's go ahead and take a look at these two teams in a little bit more in depth. We'll start with the visitors on the scoreboard, and that'll be the Pelican Rapids Vikings warming up there in the white shirts with the black warm-up T-shirts. They are 5-1 on the season, 4-1 in Section 8 AA play. They are 1-1 in Heart Lakes Conference play, and 2-0 when playing on the road, and they are 3-1 when playing at home. That one loss at home was to the Perham Yellow Jackets, and the Yellow Jackets just throttled the Vikings by the score of 71-44. And like I said, that's a game that they probably want a rematch on it, and they're going to get that rematch, but it's not going to be until February 2nd, and the rematch is going to be in Perham at the Hive, where Perham has played some fantastic basketball so far this season at home. So it won't be an easy rematch, but they will get it on February 2nd in the new year. Outside of that loss to Perham, they have all wins. 54-49 to start the season on the road against the Monaga Braves. A 46-25 win at home against a Frazee Hornets team. 56-54 two-point win on the road over the Park Rapids area Panthers. That was a close one. A 57-34 win at home against East Grand Forks, and then that 71-44 home loss to the Perham Yellow Jackets that we've already discussed. And then they'd bounce off the Perham Yellow Jacket loss with a 55-52 victory over the Hillcrest Lutheran Academy. And that brings them in to tonight's game at DGF. They have one more road game after this. That'll be in the new year on January 3rd when they go to take on the Underwood Rockets in Underwood. And then they have a back-to-back homestand against the Holly Nuggets and the Barnesville Trojans on January 5th and 10th. They go back on the road for 3 at Breckenridge, at Thief River Falls, and at Frazee on January 13th, 17th, and 21st before they come back home with a team that has moved back into the 8AA section. Last year they weren't in 8AA, but they're back now, and they've been playing some hot basketball up to this point. We're talking about the Wadena Deer Creek Wolverines. That'll be a matchup on January 24th, and then the Vikings will wrap up the month of January with a home rematch on January 27th against the DGF Rebels, and then they wrap up on January 30th, the month of January, on the road, taking on the Sebeka Trojans right before they get that rematch with Perham on February 2nd. So that's a brief look ahead for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. And now for the DGF Rebels, warming up in their black shorts with the white warm-up jerseys. They are 2 wins, 3 losses on the year, 0-1 against 8AA opponents. They are 0-2 against Heart of Lakes opponents. 2-1 when playing on the road. They have not won a home game yet. They're 0-2. They started the season with a win, 59-41 over the Walker Hackensack Akeley Wolves, and then they would drop 3 in a row. A game we had for you here on Magnitude Sports. So I think I lied in our pregame show. This is the second time that we've seen DGF here on Magnitude Sports on their home floor. But that was the game we had for you on December 1st. A 64-53 loss to the Breckenridge Cowgirls, and then a 47-35 loss here at home against the Detroit Lake Lakers. So they still haven't won at home, but they've played 2 really tough teams here at home as well. And tonight with Pelican Rapids, it doesn't get much easier as far as really good teams. They would bounce off the loss. Well, they wouldn't bounce off the loss. Their losing streak would extend to 3 when we saw the Rebels last on Magnitude back on December 8th at Barnesville, where the Trojans would pick up a 50-39 victory over the Rebels. And then a 48-54 win over West Central area on the road in Barrett, Minnesota over the night. So a 3AA team there, and the Rebels get the victory over that 3AA team. So they're looked to repeat that here tonight against Pelican Rapids. But like I said, it's not going to be easy, as the Pelican Rapids Vikings have won 5 of their 6 games so far here in the early part of this season. After tonight, the DGF Rebels will be live on Magnitude Sports. DGF fans, you can catch that game on the DGF YouTube channel as well. It is a road game, but we'll have it for you on both Magnitude and the DGF YouTube channel. And that will be at the Hive in Perham, taking on the Yellow Jackets. And then they have another road game at Hawley on January 10th. They come back home for just one solo home game on January 12th against East Grand Forks. January 17th, they go on the road to Frazee, on the road to Breckenridge on the 19th, on the road at Mahnomen-Waban on the 23rd, and then they come back home, a game we'll have for you here on Magnitude Sports. I think the boys, I don't remember if we have the girls or the boys game, but I think DGF is on the road in Barnesville, and the girls are at home hosting Barnesville. I know we have one of those 2 games. I'll have to double-check our schedule there on January 24th. And then they will get the rematch against Pelican Rapids on January 27th in Pelican Rapids. They'll wrap up the month of January with an interesting matchup against a great North Dakota team, the Kindred Vikings. That's part of a doubleheader. The girls at 1:30. The boys will follow at approximately 3 o'clock on January 28th. And those are 2 games. It's a doubleheader that we'll have for you here on Magnitude Sports, as well as the DGF YouTube channel with full play-by-play and broadcast. And then they'll kick off February with a home matchup versus Frazee, and then a home matchup versus Perham, and a home matchup versus Crookston on February 2nd, 6th, and 7th. So that's a brief look ahead at the DGF Rebels. And that will take care of almost all of our pregame show. We'll take another timeout as the Pelican Rapids Vikings come out onto the court. And we'll take a timeout, and we'll be back in just a moment here on Magnitude Sports.
Do something with your hair?
All right, welcome back to the fort here at DGF High School as we get ready for your starting lineups, and they'll look like this. I forgot to circle them for Pelican Rapids, so give me about 4 seconds to do that, and then we'll get into your starting lineups here for the two teams. Just 2 more to circle. There we go. We got them. We'll start with the visitors, the 5-1 Pelican Rapids, under the guidance of longtime head coach Brian Korf. They will go with the 5'9 senior forward number 1, Chelsea Eisenman, the 5'7 sophomore guard number 4, Hazel Hugrud, the 5'7 freshman guard number 13, Morgan Korf, the 5'11 sophomore forward number 33, Anna Roysum, and the 5'10 junior forward number 44, Ellie Welch. And for the DGF Rebels, 2 wins, 3 losses under the guidance of head coach Jason Sunday. They will start the 5'7 senior guard number 2, Gabrielle Tucker, the 5'10 senior forward number 5, Michaela Winter, the 5'7 senior forward number 12, Peyton Backus, the 5'9 senior forward number 15, Kaylee Peterson, and the 6-foot freshman number 25, Aria Garrett. And last time we saw the Rebels on Magnitude Sports, it was in that 50-39 loss, a game that was tied 21-21 at halftime. In that game, the Rebels were led by Garrett and Backus with 9 points each. Michaela Winter provided 7, 5 each from Michaela Bielen and Kaylee Peterson, and 4 points for Gabrielle Tucker in the last matchup that we saw for the Rebels against Barnesville about a little over a week ago here on Magnitude Sports. They're getting ready for the national anthem. We will take another timeout. When we return, we'll have the official starting lineups here on this cold Thursday night here in Glyndon, Minnesota. Negative 31 outside, plus 70-ish inside the gym here at the fort in DGF High School. We're back in a moment. All right, we have somebody singing it, so we'll bring it back.
What so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, there you have it. National anthem is complete, and now your starting lineups, and they'll start with the Pelican Rapids Vikings.
Now first, let's introduce the visiting Pelican Rapids Vikings. Starting at forward, 5'9 senior Chelsea Eisenman. At guard, 5'7 sophomore Hazel Hugrud. At guard, 5'7 freshman Morgan Korf. At forward, a 5'11 sophomore Anna Rosen. And at forward, a 5'10 sophomore junior Ellie Welch.
All right, so once again, your starters for Pelican Rapids: Chelsea Eisenman, Morgan Korf, Hazel Hogrud, Anna Roysam, and Ellie Welch. And now for the DGF Rebels.
And now for your starting lineup, for your DGF Lady Rebels. At center, 6-foot freshman, number 25, Oreo Garrett. She's a 5'9" senior wearing number 15, Kaylee Peterson. She's a 5'7" senior wearing number 2, Yanni Tucker. And a 5'10" senior wearing number 5, Michaela Winter. And she's a 5'7" senior, number 12, Peyton Nuggets. All right, Rebels fans, on your feet. Let's get to the center court and play some basketball.
All right, we're ready to rock here. We'll put 18 minutes onto the clock.
Assisted by Tony Reno and Joe Glasser and Joe Fidici.
Pelican Rapids in the white with orange numbers. The DGF Rebels in black with white numbers. And we're underway, and the Rebels win the tip. And it'll be Tucker bringing it over the timeline here. She'll dish it off in front of the timeline to Backus, who'll dribble over to the right side here. And now they'll hand it off there for Kaylee Peterson. Here's Winter now. Winter dribbles up to the free throw line. Back over to Backus here on the left wing. She'll dribble up towards the top of the key. Back over to Winter. Winter looks at the hoop, puts the ball on the floor with the right hand before dishing it off to Peterson. Peterson back over to Backus in that far corner. She tries to shuffle her feet, dribbles into the paint, moves around, gets the shot up, won't go in, but an offensive rebound, and the Rebels will reset. It'll be Tucker with it now, top of the key. Fires it over, catch and shoot three on the way is a little bit short. 0 for 2 on the shooting so far, and that will stop the clock here with about 17:15. Oh, that's a hard one to say. 17:15 to go here in the first half. A quick pass up the court there, and another quick pass across the paint, and it goes out of bounds.
Vikings ball out of bounds.
I'll see if we can get a chance to figure out who's who here. Let me look at my pronunciations here. Hogrud with the inbounds pass. Tried to get it to Welch. It was tipped out of bounds.
Ball is touched by the Rebels. Vikings ball on the end.
So it'll remain. Inbounds here to Hogrud. Now she'll work it up top. And that is, I'm still getting familiar with the jersey numbers. Here's Welch with it in the paint. A little skip pass out. Long two is up and in. And our PA announcer is just going to refer to all the scores as Vikings. That was actually Anna Roysam with the 2 points. Bounce pass over to Tucker. Tucker will spin at the high post. That's Backus. Backus makes a move into the paint, and it drops in. Peyton Backus ties the game up at 2-2. And quickly, a missed shot there, and rebound to the Rebels. And they'll have a chance to take their first lead of the game as we get almost 2 minutes into it now. Up top there, that is Peterson. Peterson tries to backhand it there to Michaela Winter, and the Vikings did not touch it, so remain Pelican Rapids basketball. Up top is Hogrud. And now Chelsea Eisenman. That's Korf with it. Korf will pull up for a three. Has the arc, bounces off the back of the rim, and it won't go. Rebound will come down there to Aria Garrett. Garrett, the 6-foot freshman for the Rebels. Dish it off to Tucker, who brings it over the timeline. And now Backus has it. She'll dribble into the lane with the right hand. The underhand up and scoop is not going to go in. And the Vikings will bring it back in transition. With the basketball now is Hogrud. Now a quick pass up top. I think that may have been tipped. Doesn't matter. It's in. Ellie Welch with the triple. And it's 5-2 now in favor of the Pelican Rapids Vikings. Here's Backus with it. Backus will dish it off to Peterson. Peterson now to Tucker. Tucker will find a hole, and now Backus has it. Winter will tee it up for a three. Tried to bank that one in, and the loose ball rebound eventually makes its way out to Tucker, and she'll control it up towards the top. Down 5-2 here, the Rebels are to the Vikings. Backus with it. She'll lob one in for Garrett, and it'll be tipped out of bounds, and I believe that will remain Rebel basketball. Stops the clock with a little over just inside 15 minutes. Let's put it that way. 14 and a lot of change. Nice pass inside to Garrett. Garrett can't get it to go, and the rebound comes down to Welch. Welch will bring it up the court here, the 5'10 junior. Now, I believe that's Hogrud with the three, and no, she's gonna miss everything. And the rebound will come down to the Rebels. Here's Tucker. Tucker stops high on the far side, gets it to Backus at the top of the key. 14:07 to go now here in the first half. Nice move by Peterson, and she'll draw the foul. First foul of the game.
Foul called on Pelican Rapids, number 1, first personal, team's first.
Chelsea Eisman, the 5'9 senior, picks up her first personal. 14:04 to go, and heading to the free throw line here is Kaylee Peterson. And it's swish, it's in. And the second one is in. 14:03 and counting to go now. Perfect timing on those free throws to get our clock caught up. Vikings will work the ball around the perimeter. High up top with it right now is Morgan Korf, and now they'll get it inside for Eisenman, and that's going to be taken away by Garrett. First turnover of the game for either team. Back the other way comes Tucker, and she'll take it to the hoop strong and miss it. Rebound to the Vikings. Vikings will pass it in the backcourt, and that'll be, I believe, don't check that. That is Morgan Korf. Korf nearly had it stolen away there by Tucker. Korf will keep it. Korf will put up the shot, has the arc, and swish. Nicely done by Morgan Korf, the 5'7 freshman for the Vikings. 7-4 now our score here at the Fort and DGF High School. A little bit of pressure in the backcourt there by the Vikings. Substitution coming up for Pelican Rapids at the next whistle. Here's Kaylee Peterson, and that one was cleanly blocked, and it ends up in the hands of Ellie Welch. Back the other way, now they get it to Hogrud. Hogrud with a pass across. Was it Korf? No, it was Eisenman with the basket. 9-4 now our score here with 12:48 and counting to go in the first half. 5-point deficit here for the DGF Rebels. With the basketball is Tucker. Outside to Winter. Winter cross court to Backus. Backus with that left hand dribbles down in near the mid post, gets it to Garrett, and Garrett finds the basket. Aria Garrett gets into the scorebook, and it's now 9-6. So 2 points for Backus, 2 for Garrett, and 2 for Peterson from the free throw line, and that accounts for the 6 points for DGF. They work it to Eisenman. Eisenman tried to get it inside for Welch, and there's a whistle and a foul on DGF. So I'll stop the clock with 12:01 to go here in the first half.
Teams first. Vikings ball out of bounds. Into the game for the Rebels, number 10, Michaela Bielan.
5'7" sophomore Michaela Bielan checks into the lineup here for DGF. She's wearing number 10 in black for the Rebels. They'll work it up top here for Morgan Korf, the freshman. Now over to Welch. Welch, cross court, now into the hands there of number 3. I don't have a number 3 in my roster. And I don't have it on the other roster either. I'm not sure who number 3 is for Pelican Rapids. Try and find that out during the next commercial break here. All right, I was just informed that number 3 is Megan Guler. She is an 8th grader.
First personal, T2nd. Vikings ball out of bounds. Into the game for
Thank you.
Rebels, number 5, Michaela Winter.
So an inbounds pass here will be triggered by Korf. He'll come into the side here for it's Claudia Garoth. And now a loose ball. Ooh, and it's over and back. Her left leg went over the line. They're going to discuss. Yep, and I do believe that's the right call. So it'll be a turnover for the Vikings. It'll go back to the Rebels. Rebels will inbound it in the backcourt here. 11-10 and counting to go in the first half. It's a 3-point basketball game here between the Vikings and the Rebels. Tucker will try and tie it up. Now one's off the front of the rim. Battle for the rebound, and it's scooped up there by Morgan Korf. Korf will tee it up for a 3, top of the key, and that one had the arc, but it bounces off crazy to the right side. Swatted in bounds into the hands there, Peyton Backus. And that'll go into the books as a turnover here for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. There should be 1 for the Rebels so far. Backus looked at the hoop, now put the ball on the floor. Winter has it up top, works it over to Tucker. Tucker tried to stutter step to the right. Now she will cut into the paint, put up a baby hook shot, and the rebound is grabbed there by Ellie Welch. Back the other way, Welch will try a 3. That one off the front of the rim, and it almost rattled in, but Garrett got the rebound. Remains a 3-point contest, 10 minutes and change. He'll work it to Backus in the near corner. Backus will work it, dribble it up to the high post, and now maybe got away with an extra step. And Peyton Backus has 4 points of the team's 8. Back the other way now, Korf with the basketball. Near the 10-foot volleyball line, hands it off there to Guler. Guler going right now, switches to the left. Looking for some help, gets it to Welch, and now they'll feed it inside, and that's going to be a foul on Peyton Backus. Her first, team's first, I believe.
On the Rebels, number 12,
Yep.
Peyton Backus. First personal, team's 3rd, Pelican Rapids, shooting 2.
And the first one is missed.
Into the game for Pelican, number 4, Hazel Humber, number 33.
At the free throw line is Claudia, let me look at my pronunciations here, Gurath.
Peterson.
And the second one for Gurath is in. So 1 no and 1 yes for Gurath. She has 1 point, and it's a 10-8 ball game now here in favor of the Vikings. Garrett in the corner, now Tucker tries for a 3, and that rattles in and out, and Welch gets the rebound. That one was halfway down and popped out. We'll get it in the hands there of Guler. I have to look down because number 3 is not where she normally would be in my scorebook. There's Welch, and Welch gets the basket. Ellie Welch with 5 points. And that's a 4-point game. Here's Tucker with it. And she'll just keep it herself, dribble it down into the corner, try and dribble around Guler, but some nice defense there by the 8th grader for the Vikings. Now here's Garrett up top. Hands it off there for, that is Bieland actually. Missed shot. And the ball will go out of bounds and stop the clock with 8:32 to go here in the first half. So the Vikings will bring it up court. Guler. Can't see the jersey number on that one. Now Welch has it. Welch backs up to the free throw line, dishes it off to Guler. Guler gets it into the hands there of Hogrud. Hogrud over on the far side, that's Korf. Korf works it inside, and that one's up and in for Claudia Groff. 3 points for Groff. Matter of fact, she scored the last 3 points now for the Pelican Rapids Vikings as they increase their lead to 14-8. Another turnover there for the DGF Rebels. Both of these teams have been a fairly good job on not turning the ball over. The two teams combined have 5 turnovers so far in this contest, and we're over halfway through
Number 32, Olivia Couchman, and number 12, Pete Mackes.
the first half. 1 minute and 3 beyond the halfway mark. Vikings will slowly bring it up and over the timeline here, leading 14-8 on the KLN Family Brand scoreboard. They'll work it inside. Nice move there for Eisenman, and she gets the basket. Eisenman scores and makes it 16-8 as the Vikings double up now here on the Rebels. 7.5 to go in the first half. Backus gives it to Winter. Winter hands it off there for, I believe, Peterson. And now a 3 is up and in for Backus. Peyton Backus takes an 8-point game to a 5-point game and then gets the rebound, and she's pushed out of bounds, so the ball will stay with
second personal,
DGF. It's the second personal foul on Chelsea Eisenman. And a chance for DGF to cut into that 5-point deficit. Winter. Now DGF's not afraid to shoot the 3. The only thing they should be afraid of is if that 3-point shot's going to go in. I haven't seen them play all their games, but in the games that I've seen them play, they've put up a lot of 3-pointers. Ooh, maybe a travel there, maybe not. Calling it as I see it. They'll hand it off there for Couchman. Couchman to Garrett. Garrett flips it over for Bielen for a 3. That one's off the mark, and the rebound is grabbed by Hogrud. Inside 6.5 to go. Hogrud will dish it off there for Korf. Now back up top. Hogrud for a 3. That one will not go, but an offensive board. Follow-ups up and in. Anna Roysum with the basket. Back the other way, now it's Couchman with the basketball. Couchman picks up her dribble, gets it to Garrett at the top. Garrett swings it over there to Bielen. Bielen with that dribble, works it into the high post. Now the low post for Garrett, outside in the corner for Couchman. Winter for a 3, yes!
Three-pointer, Michaela Winter! Timeout, Rebels!
And that makes it a 4-point game with 5:38 to go here in the first half. We got a timeout on the floor. We'll take one with them. We'll be back in a moment.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
All right, welcome back here to the fort here at DGF High School. It's been a pretty good basketball game up to this point here. The DGF Rebels within 4. It'll be Viking basketball coming out of the timeout. 5:37 and counting to go here in the first half. Ellie Welch with it at the high post. One dribble and gets into a little bit of trouble, and she gets
I'll
fouled.
call it number 10, Little B, second personal, team's fourth.
It's the second personal on Michaela Bielen. It's the team's fourth foul. Vikings only have 2 fouls. Both of them charged to Chelsea Eisenman. Here's Hazel Hogrud, and now a little bounce pass out to Claudia Garath for the basket. 20-14 as the Vikings are the first to reach 20. And a steal. And back the other way comes Morgan Korf, and she'll lay it in for 2. So 2 points off a turnover. And suddenly it's an 8-point basketball game. Here's Couchman with it. Couchman will pick up her dribble, get it to Backus. On the corner, now Garrett has it near the high post. Gets it to Winter. Winter to Backus, near wing. She'll one dribble it over to Garrett. Now Couchman with it on the far wing. And Couchman will try for a 20-footer, maybe a 21-footer. That's off the mark. I don't know if she had been right on the three-point line, she may have made that one just like Megan Guler made that one just now. That was about from the same distance as the Couchman attempted 3 on the other side. So Pelican Rapids, or I should say Couchman getting showed up by an 8th grader. Couchman only a freshman herself, so it's not too much of a show up, I guess.
Gabby Tucker, number 15, Kaylee Peterson. In the game for Pelican Rapids, number 3. And number 14, Kaya Nelson.
3:59 to go here in the first. Baseline inbounds pass for the Rebels. Now come into Garrett. Garrett will work it over to Bielen. Bielen tried to push it back into the corner there for Backus, but a little miscommunication there, and they'll turn the ball over. And earlier I said that both teams are doing a pretty good job at the turnover game, and right now that trophy goes to Pelican Rapids right now, as the Rebels have been struggling with that aspect of the game in the last few minutes here. Corner 3 on the way. That one's a little bit off the mark. 25-14 our score, inside 4 minutes to go. The Rebels bringing it back the other way. Here's Backus with it. Backus gets it there to Bielen. Bielen just inside the free throw line, can't get it to go. And a nice rebound underneath there for the Vikings as they'll bring the ball back quickly. It's Hogrud. And now a long 3 is off the mark. And it was swatted out of bounds. They'll stay with Pelican Rapids.
Ball blocked out of bounds by the Rebels. Vikings ball on the end.
3:08 to go here in the first. Inbounds pass comes into the near corner here, and with it is Korf. Korf to Guler, back to Korf. Korf back to Guler now, and now Guler works it inside there for Garath. And Garath makes a nice move up against Garrett. Welch is there for the offensive board, puts it up and in. 27-14 as the Vikings have built their lead up to 13 now. Backus with it. Loose ball comes to Garrett. Garrett over to Tucker. Tucker will try for a 3. In and out, won't go, and a nice rebound there by Morgan Korf. Korf still with it. She backs up, being guarded there by Tucker. Now needs a little bit of help. Gets into the hands of Welch. Welch hands it off for Guler. Guler gets it over to, that's Kaya Nelson, number 14, into the lineup for Pelican Rapids. Nelson, a 5'4" senior guard for the Vikings. Korf Gets it down low on the baseline, trying to fight a pass through, but Garrett will take it away, and that's a turnover for the Vikings. It's been the first time they turned the ball over in quite some time now. Inside 2 minutes to go here in the first half. They'll get it to Garrett. Garrett back outside for Tucker. Tucker puts the ball on the floor, bounces it there, catch and shoot. Bjelland rolls around the rim and out. And the rebound comes down to Ellie Welch. Welch to Guler in the backcourt, who gets it up court there for Nelson. Nelson tried to feed a pass, but it was tipped back into her own hands. Now Korf over to Guler. Guler looking around, back to Korf. High on the near side, she dribbles into the middle now. Now she'll come back to the near side, and she'll take a high post jumper. It's off the glass, no good. And the rebound comes down to the Rebels. 27-14, inside a minute to go now here in the first half. Corner three is on the way. Backus drains it. Peyton Backus with her second three-pointer of the game. That one's a little bit off the mark. 27-17, 34 seconds to go. And the long two is a little bit off the mark. Garrett's there for the rebound. They bounce it out. Tucker for three. No, that one's in and out. $18 seconds to go now here in the first half. With the basketball is Korf. 5 seconds to go. 3 seconds. Welch puts it up at the buzzer. It's in at the buzzer.
Your halftime score today, your Rebels 17, Pelican Rapids 27. Make that 30.
The DGF Rebels at halftime have 17, and the Pelican Rapids Vikings have 30. And that last three went to Ellie Welch. We'll add up some numbers and come back with a halftime show right after this here on the Magnitude Sports Network. Budget Blinds, based in Detroit Lakes, serving Perham, Fergus Falls, and Park Rapids, is celebrating its 30th anniversary. Whether you need blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, check out the entire inventory online, budgetblinds.com. Also, schedule a consultation on the website. Have more questions? Give them a call. 218-206-9599. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for custom window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit online, budgetblinds.com.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Sweet chaos. Delightfully disruptive.
something with your hair?
The domestic dog, a relative of the wild wolf, now a gentle, loyal member of your family. And through the good times and the more challenging, we love them no matter what. That's why we feed them the best. Nutrisource is the kind of clean, premium food you'd feed a loyal pet who would follow you to the ends of the earth, even when you don't want them to. Don't just feed your pet, nourish their whole body. Nutrisource, where pet health begins.
All right, welcome back. Halftime here at the Fort, DGF High School in Glyndon, Minnesota. I want to say hi to Jim watching from Denver, North Carolina, where it is 43 degrees above zero. And here it is 31 degrees below zero. Last time I looked at the forecast anyway. Let's take a look. And no, we've dropped 2 degrees. It's now negative 33 compared to your plus 43, Jim. So hope you're enjoying that. Make sure next time you say anything to me about it being chilly, you remember what the temperature was just about 5 seconds ago. So anyways, we'll move on now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the KLN Family Brands halftime stats report. The Vikings looking pretty good from the field, shooting 13 of 23. They've connected on 3 3-pointers on 10 attempts, so 30% from behind the line, which is actually pretty good. 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and both of those attempts from Claudia Gurath early in the first half. They should have 2 fouls. Let's add another foul there so that everything is accurate. And the Rebels should have 4 fouls, so we'll add 1 more to their side too. So there we go. Now what you see is accurate. Free throws for the Rebels, 2 for 2, both of those via Kaylee Peterson. That accounts for her 2 points in the game. Turnovers 4 apiece. So I would have thought that they had more turnovers than that, but apparently they didn't. So, which we'll give them that. So. 6 of 21 shooting, also 3 of 10 from behind the 3-point line. Like I said, for the Vikings, 3 for 10 is actually not that bad. 2 of those 3, courtesy of Peyton Backus. The other one, courtesy of Michaela Winter. That 3-pointer from Michaela Winter came off some excellent passing around the down into the paint along the baseline, and then they popped it back from the near corner up to the top of the key when Winter would hit that 3-pointer. And so you take the 2-point game out of it, and this is a pretty even matchup between these two teams. Even though the score is 30-17 right now in favor of the Pelican Rapids Vikings. But that's a look at your KLN Family Brands halftime stats report, brought to you by KLN Family Brands. If you're in Glyndon, or go to the gas station just about 2 blocks up from the high school, pick up a bag of Wiley Wallabies, and you can support our sponsor, KLN Family Brands. Or if you have a dog and you feed that dog or Tuffy's dog food, then thank you for supporting our sponsors. Jim just said that it's supposed to be a low of 9 for tomorrow night here. Well, let's compare that to tomorrow's forecast here. Let's see here. Tomorrow, our low is -10, so we got about a 20-degree difference there, Jim. So, all right, let's take another timeout. We'll come back, get you the personal stats here, as we're about 3 minutes away from the start of the second half here. Your halftime score, once again, here at the Fort. It's the Pelican Rapids Vikings 30 and the Dilworth Glyndon Felton Rebels 17. We'll be back in a moment here on Magnitude Sports.
There's no question that yield is at the core of everything we do at Stein. It's why we are here today, and it's what will continue to propel us and our growers into the future of agriculture. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans provide a significant dollar per acre yield benefit, plus access to the best weed control in the industry. That is yield plus results. Yield expected, yield delivered. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans have yield.
All right, welcome back. Getting ready to wrap up our halftime report. Let's go over the individual numbers. We'll start with the Pelican Rapids Vikings, who've just come out of the locker room to take their second half warm-ups. Chelsea Eisenman with 4, Morgan Korth with 6, 4 for Anna Roysum, 5 for Claudia Garath, 3 for Megan Guler, and right now the Vikings are led by Ellie Welch, who has 8, including 6 of her 8 from behind the three-point arc. And you add those all up, that totals 30. For the DGF Rebels, 3 for Michaela Winter, 2 for Kaylee Peterson, both of those 2 from the free throw line, and Arya Garrett with 2. And right now, the Rebels are led by the 5'7" senior forward Peyton Backus, who has 10, 6 of those 10 from behind the three-point arc, 9 of the team's 17 from behind 19 feet or beyond. And for Pelican Rapids, they have a total of 3 three-pointers. So 10 of their 30, or 1/3 of their points, are from behind the three-point arc here tonight in the first half. So we get ready for the second half of play. We'll put 18 minutes onto the clock. We'll reset the fouls to 0. And we'll get ready to go here for half number 2. It is going to be Pelican Rapids basketball to start the second half. At least I think it is. Guess we'll find out momentarily here.
Vikings basketball to start the second half.
All right, so the Vikings now in the white, going from right to left as you see it on your screen. That one's poked out of bounds, and it'll remain with Viking basketball.
Ball is touched by the Rebels. Vikings ball out of bounds.
Don't let that 13-point lead fool you here. The Rebels have put together points to cut the lead down to as many as 4. And that one will fall in for 2 more.
Foul call on number 25, Arya Garrett. Second personal, team's first. Buckets good and 1.
So they'll miss that free throw. As I look for my pen so I can write in the stats. There we go, now we're caught up. And the Vikings have the ball again. Wide open underneath. Chelsea Eisman with 2. And that makes it a 32-17 game. Or 34-17 game, excuse me. Here's Tucker with it. Tucker at some point handed it off to Couchman. She'll drive to the hoop. Rebound batted out, and it's taken away, and the Vikings have a 2-on-1, now make it a 2-on-2. Nice pass, up and in. No, it won't go. Rebound underneath, and she's fouled.
Foul call on number 5, Michaela Winter. First personal, team second. Vikings shooting 2. First one's good.
Second one is no good. So 1 for 2 on that trip, but they get an offensive rebound. And now loose ball in the paint. It's picked up there by Hogrud, and the Rebels will take it away. They'll go into the books as a turnover here for Pelican Rapids. Nice move there by Tucker. She takes it to the basket and scores. Gabby Tucker with her first points of the night. It's 35-19 now. They'll work it up top there for Hogrud. Hogrud looking around, puts the ball on the floor, being guarded close there by Couchman. Now she gets it into the hands of, I believe that's Korth. No, there was got the numbers mixed up. Eisman with another basket. It was actually Roysum.
Timeout, DGF. 30-second timeout.
And the Rebels take a timeout, so we'll take one with them. 16, not sure. We'll tell you what the time is when we return after this here on the Magnitude Sports Network. All right, 15:52 to go here in the second half. 37-19. That's Rebel basketball coming out of the DGF timeout. Backus will bring it up court. Over the timeline. Now Couchman with it. Couchman will get it there to Tucker. Tucker to Backus. Backus swings right, moves left, now cuts into the paint, puts it up off the back of the rim, gets her own rebound, out for three, and no, that's off the mark as well.
Ball last touched by the Lady Rebels. Vikings ball out of bounds.
Full court pressure here by or at least two people in the full court press mode for DGF. No problem for the Vikings as they get it over the timeline. Roysum, and now a three on the way for Korf, and that one missed it all, but underneath is Eisenman with the basket and the rebound. (15-14-53), I should say. And nearly stolen away, but Tucker will regain possession of that one. And Tucker will get it out, number 24. That's Ella Olsen, a 5'8 junior, into the lineup here for DGF. Couchman will pick up the loose ball, get it back over to Olsen. Olsen works it inside for Garrett. Garrett outside, three on the way. It's in! Gabrielle Tucker heating up here in the second half. She has all 5 of her 5 on the last 3 possessions. And a turnover. Garrett picks up the loose ball. Rebels will bring it back the other way, and they'll see if they can continue to cut into the deficit. 39-22. Tucker right to the hoop, and it will not count because it didn't go in, but it would have counted if it was good.
I'll call on Pelican Rapids, number 4. First personal, team's first. Gabby Tucker, shooting 2.
So I'll stop the clock with 14:07 to go. Tucker's first free throws up and in.
In the game for the Rebels, number 10, Lobe, and number 3 for Pelican Rapids.
It's been the Tucker Eisenman show for their respective teams here in the second half so far. They're the only 2 to score outside of the bucket by Ellie Welch early on. And there's another one. 7 points for Tucker, all here in the early stages of the second half.
I'll call on number 12, Peyton Mass. Second personal, team's third. Vikings ball out of bounds.
Vikings will work it. Roysum has it now. Into the corner. Korf for a 3, and she got fouled on that three-pointer. She'll go to the line to shoot 3. The foul may have prevented the shot from going in, to be honest.
First personal, team's fourth.
So as long
After the
as
shot, Pelican Rapids ball out of bounds.
Oh, it will not be a shooting foul. I thought it would have been, but I'm not sure why they didn't call that a shooting foul. It looked like it from my vantage point. Maybe I missed something. Here's Korf with it. Outside, and that is a little bit off the mark. Guler on the attempt there, and we'll bring it back. 39-24, 13 and a half to go here in the second half. Nice move by Backus, but it will not go. Everything but the basket. And now a three-pointer on the way, and that's off the mark. And another offensive board, this one by Backus, and then it's lost out of bounds.
Ball last touch by the Rebels. Vikings ball out of bounds. Into the game for the Vikings, number 34, Claudia Gurath, and number 4, Hazel Halbert. Into the game for the Rebels, number 15, Kaylee Peterson.
13-17 to go. Full court pressure here by the Rebels. Welch has it in the backcourt. Pressured there by Tucker. Now they get it over the timeline, and Korf will set up the play here for the Vikings. Korf swings it over there for Hogrud. Hogrud quickly into the corner. I think that's Welch. No, it was not. It was actually Gurath. And now a three on the way from Korf. That's off the mark. And the rebound comes down to the Rebels. Backus will bring it up court here for DGF. Backus passing to the corner there for Bielen. Bielen finds a cutting Kaylee Peterson.
Kaylee Peterson for 2.
Kaylee Peterson with her first points, not from the free throw line tonight. 39-26, and it's a 13-point game with 12.5 to go. Hogrud will dribble it up top here, being pressured by Backus, or check that, Tucker. Korf trying to create some space. DGF defense stays tough. Korf has it on the opposite side now, feeds it into the high post there for Eisenman. Eisenman swings a pass over to Welch. Welch gets the hook shot in. Ellie Welch with a nice, not an easy shot. Usually the two-point shots are easier, but that was a more difficult two-point shot. There's Korf with it. Korf switches directions, looked at the basket, fires it over to Hogrud. Hogrud looking inside, nobody home, up top to Welch now. Back over to Hogrud, back to Welch. Hogrud will push it to Korf in the corner. Now they work it inside for Welch, who has some space and puts it up and in. Ellie Welch with 6 points in the second half and 2 shy of her first half mark of 8. 43-26 with 11 and change to go. They'll get it to Tucker. Tucker will tee it up for a three. Missed it.
Well, last touch for the Rebels. Vikings ball out of bounds. Into the game for Pelican Rapids, number 3 and number 33.
Missed shot will go into the books as a turnover.
Into the game for the Rebels, number 5, Michaela Winter.
Once again, the full court press here by the Rebels. And it creates a turnover, and there's 2 points off that turnover, courtesy of Bielen. And more full court press, and now I think a foul was just called. I looked down and looked up and didn't see it.
Ball last touch by the Rebels. Vikings ball out of bounds.
And it is indeed a foul. Let's see here. They should not have that many fouls.
Ball out of bounds on the Vikings. Rebels ball out of bounds. Into the game for the Pelican Vikings, number 13, Morgan Korf.
And Michaela Winter off the inbounds pass. 10:40 to go. Winter, three up and in. And a foul in the backcourt.
Foul called on number 10, Michaela Bielen. Her third, team's 5th.
Welch has it up over the timeline, dishes it off to Korf. High on the near side, 10:25 and counting. They'll work it to Roysum. Roysum feeds it down low for Welch. Welch draws the foul.
Foul called on number 15,
6-team foul now.
Team 6. Pelican Rapids shooting 2.
And Ellie Welch will go to the line to shoot 2. She's 0 for 1 tonight from the line. Now 0 for 2. Second one is swish. Nice job there. 1 for 2 on that trip to the line, and she's 1 for 3 on the evening. And it's 44-31. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take one with them. We'll be back in just a moment.
Sweet chaos. Delightfully disruptive.
All right, welcome back. Timeout on the floor. It's 44-31 in favor of the Pelican Rapids Vikings over the DGF Rebels here on Magnitude Sports. Also live simulcast on the DGF YouTube channel. Wherever you're watching from, we appreciate you tuning in, and we encourage you to patronize the sponsors you hear about in this broadcast. It'll be Rebel basketball out of the timeout. Inbounds pass will come in for Tucker. As we approach 10 minutes to go here in the half. And that pass is intercepted, and it's turned over, and now a loose ball, and it's going to stay in the possession of the Vikings. Korf will end up with it and bring it up court. Korf has it again. And she'll dive in, and that will be taken away. Winter, and a loose ball. It's chased down there by Peterson. Back to Winter in the corner. Looking inside, now puts one dribble to the floor, and 2 passes later, it's Tucker with it. Tucker will throw an arm, and who's the foul going to be on? It's going to be on Pelican Rapids.
For Pelican Rapids. Second personal, team second. DGF ball out of bounds. Into the game for Pelican Rapids, number 1, Chelsea Eisenman.
Eisenman will come in, giving Welch a breather on the sideline. The inbounds pass goes to Garrett, but she can't get the hoop to go. Rebound Vikings. Korf brings it up court. Korf, based on what I've seen from her so far tonight, looks really, really good. And she's only a freshman. And she'll be around for a few years, so heads up for future varsity players. Got a good one on this team here. I believe that's Eisenman with the ball, and it was. She'll feed it out to Roysum. Roysum can't get the shot to go. Garrett, or check that, Peterson pulls down the rebound. Now up court, loose ball, comes to Peterson. Now Garrett has it. Garrett had it poked away from behind, and it's chased down in the corner by the Vikings. And now in transition, I believe that's Korf. It is. Roysum for a 3. Yes, she got it. 7 points for Anna Roysum, the 5'11" sophomore. And it's a 47-31 lead with 8 minutes to go. Peterson gets it to go and 1.
Michaela Allen for 2 and 1. Fouls called on number 33, Anna Roysum. First personal, team's third. Into the game for the Rebels, number 12, Peyton Backus.
Check that, it was Beyond with the basket, my apologies. And the free throw's in too.
Shot is good. Into the game for the Rebels, number 32, Olivia Couchman.
steal off the inbounds pass. 8 minutes to go. The Rebels have been doing pretty good with that full court press. If they can turn some of these turnovers into points, they'll be right back in this game before you can blink an eye. She'll tee it up for three. No, it's not the front of the rim, but an offensive rebound. She chased down their own missed shot. Another three. That one's also off the mark. Another offensive rebound. That one's up and in.
Peterson for two.
And a travel.
Rebels ball out of bounds into the game for the Rebels, number 5, Michaela Winter.
Turnovers almost even. Matter of fact, they are even. 9 apiece. Some quick passing. Three is open from the corner, a little strong. Winter tips the rebound to Tucker, who'll try a three of her own. And another offensive rebound. And that one will not fall in. And a loose ball rebound, and it comes back to Backus. And DJF has missed several shots, but they keep getting more chances. Another three, that one's off the mark. And another 2-point basket is up and in. It took 6 shot attempts to get 2 points, but they got it. Try and catch up with all the stats there on the DJF fans chatting defense, and they'll get a missed shot and a rebound. Okay, we're caught up with all of our missed shots there. Now Tucker has it. Three on the way. It goes in! Peyton Backus has 13 points tonight. It is a 6-point basketball game. Ellie Welch will just bring it coast to coast and lose it. Five and a half to go. This will not tie the game. I got one three-pointer ahead of myself. Missed shot there, and a whistle will stop the clock.
Ball on the Rebels, number 32, Lydia Couchman. First personal, team 6 into the game for Pelican Rapids, number 4, Hazel Halgren.
If you tuned out earlier and you're just tuning back in, that is not a misprint on the scoreboard.
Pelican Rapids shooting 1-1.
And Welch makes the first of a 1-1, so she'll get the second. Welch has made her last 2. She misses that one. There you see your free throw stats. And a whistle and a
Call by Pelican Rapids, number 4 with a push. Team's 4th. Rebels ball out of bounds.
So Couchman will deliver it in from the baseline. Gets it in for Backus. Now over to Tucker. Tucker for Couchman. Couchman makes a move to the basket. Low, and I thought that was going to go in. But Royson will get the rebound. Nice move to the basket by Couchman. She just couldn't finish the shot. With it now is Hagrud. Hagrud back to Royson. BGF fans chanting defense once again as Korf has it. Now Royson, long 2 from the baseline, is in and out. Winter and Eisenman battle for the rebound, and who gets it? Jump ball goes to the Rebels. If the PA announcer drowned me out, I said jump ball goes to the Rebels. I think that's what he may have said too, but 48-41, it's a 7-point game. There's Backus, now Tucker. Tucker gets it over to Peterson. Peterson dribbles up to the free throw line, back out to Tucker. Now Winter in the corner, back to Tucker. Tucker with a bounce pass for Couchman. Looks to the corner and then dribbles into the paint. Stops at the free throw line to give it to Backus. Backus dribbles to the free throw line. Now into the corner. Couchman has it. Couchman trying to drive in. Winter lost it out of bounds.
Ball last touch by the Rebels. Vikings ball out of bounds. Into the game for the Rebels, number 10.
I see what DGF's trying to do there. They're trying to draw the defenders out so that they have open looks for three in the outside. And a nice job by the Pelican Rapids defense for not biting on that 100%. It's not always easy, but if you give up those 2-point baskets, then they'll be back in this game just as quick as they would with a 3-point basket. So nice job there by the Pelican Rapids defense. Doing the best they can on those plays. Catch and shoot three. Hogrud a little short. Offensive rebound to Korf. Now Hogrud back to Korf. Korf will dribble it back. High on the near side, directing traffic. Looks for some way to get it to Welch, and she does. Welch with a couple dribbles and now needs some help, and a timeout is called by Coach Korf. 3:15 to go. It's 48-41 in favor of the Vikings. It'll be Vikings basketball when we return from the timeout here on Magnitude Sports.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Can I have a piece of that Willy Willoughby? Wally Wibbly. Wiley's Wallabies. Wallaby Wallies? Wilby Wobbaby?
It's pronounced Wiley Wallaby.
Well, it's very good.
It's called Wiley Wallaby, and it's delicious.
All right, welcome back. 48-41. It is a 7-point advantage for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. It'll be Viking basketball as the timeout comes to a conclusion with 3:19 to go here in the second half of play. When we started this second half, the Pelican Rapids Vikings had a 13-point advantage. That looked a little bit larger than 13 points. But right now, that 7-point advantage doesn't look as large as that 13 with the way DGF has been playing. Inbounds pass will come to Korf. 3:15 and counting to go as Korf continues to have it. Fires it over there to Hogrud. Hogrud now down to Eisenman, who works it in for Welch, and the shot will not go. Back the other way, Peterson up to Tucker. Tucker will dribble to the top of the key. Fire it over here for Bielen. Bielen for Peterson. Peterson for Backus. Now Tucker. Tucker will try for a three. Got it! 48-44, 2.5, a little over 2.5 to go. And the Rebels are threatening here. The 2 and 3 Rebels are just down 4 here to the 5-1 Vikings. Vikings have won most of their games by single-digit margins. Their one loss was unfortunately not a single-digit loss. Nice pass down low, and that one's up and in for Claudia Garath. It's her first basket of the second half. She has 7 points on the night, pushes the Viking lead to 6. Inside 2 minutes to go. Here's Peterson. Peterson up top for Tucker. Check that. Couchman, excuse me, missed the shot. There was a 3 in front of that too. My apologies. Here's Korf with it. Korf will switch to the right hand. Get it to Eisenman. Into the corner there for Gurath. Back to Eisenman. Foot on the line, long 2. It goes in. That was a 2-point basket. Her foot was on the line. And it's 52-44 as the Vikings have pushed their lead back to 8. The final minute and change coming up after this here on Magnitude Sports.
The domestic dog, a relative of the wild wolf, now a gentle, loyal member of your family. And through the good times and the more challenging, we love them no matter what. That's why we feed them the best. Nutrisource is the kind of clean, premium food you'd feed a loyal pet who would follow you to the ends of the earth, even when you don't want them to. Don't just feed your pet, nourish their whole body. Nutrisource, where pet health begins.
Can I have a piece of that Willy Willoughby? Wally Wibbly. Wiley's Wallabies. Wallaby Wallies. Wilby Wobbaby.
It's pronounced Wiley Wallaby.
Well, it's very good.
It's called Wiley Wallaby, and it's delicious.
All right, welcome back. DGF Rebels down by 8. But they are trying hard to make that 8-point lead deficit go away. And every time they get close, Pelican Rapids gets a bucket here and a bucket there to get their lead right back. It's been an entertaining second half, to say the least. And it will be Rebel basketball to start the final minute and a half of this excellent basketball game so far. Peterson with it. Now Tucker thought about a 3, drives in, and they'll get it back to Tucker. She'll try for 3, it's in!
Yay, Tucker for 3! Timeout, Rebels, full timeout.
The Rebels will take a full timeout now, so we'll take another timeout as well. We have 59 seconds to go in this one, and the DGF Rebels are not giving up. We'll see if they can continue the comeback when we return after this here on Magnitude Sports.
There's no question that yield is at the core of everything we do at Stein. It's why we are here today, and it's what will continue to propel us and our growers into the future of agriculture. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans provide a significant dollar per acre yield benefit, plus access to the best weed control in the industry. That is yield plus results. Yield expected, yield delivered. Stein Enlist E3 soybeans have yield.
All right, welcome back. The DGF Rebels have outscored the Pelican Rapids up to this point in the game in the second half, 30-22. And 15 of the Rebels' 30 points have come from behind the arc. So if you take the first half away, the Rebels would have a 30-22 lead right now. But they still got a little bit of a first half gap to close, and they are within 5 right now. The closest they've gotten it is 4. They have not gotten within 4. And now they put the full court press on. Runs into a triple team, gets it to Welch. Welch over the timeline, 48 seconds to go and a whistle.
Foul called on Rebels number 2, Gabby Tucker, her first. Team's aim, shoot 1-1.
And the free throw's in.
First one's good.
It's Ellie Welch at the free throw line. She went 1 of 2 on her last trip. She'll go 1 of 2 on this trip. And the ball goes out of bounds and back to Pelican Rapids.
Ball last touched by the Rebels. Vikings ball out of bounds.
53-47 now. Every foul is 1-1 for the next 2 fouls here, as Korf will try to evade some defenders. Korf dribbling the basketball, and Tucker, and it's stolen away. And now it's up court here for Backus, and she scores.
Peyton Backus for 2, timeout, DGF.
28.8 seconds to go, 53-49. Like I said it a little bit earlier, they have not been able to cut it to less than 4. It's at 4 right now as we speak. 27 seconds to go. They don't necessarily need a three-pointer with 27 seconds. If they can get the ball in down low for a couple of two-point baskets, that'd probably be more advisable. But once again, every foul by DGF is going to send Pelican Rapids to the free throw line for the remainder of this game. So we'll see if DGF, Coach Sunday and his has a plan for his girls to come up with 4 points somehow in the next 27 seconds without the Vikings scoring again. I don't think anybody coming into this game thought that this might be the ending of this game here, but you're seeing it the same way that I am right now. So once again, the JV game went to DGF by the final score of 54-10. It was 26-1 at halftime of that JV game. Pelican Rapids got 9 of their 10 points in the second half. 28.8 seconds to go. Inbounds pass, tipped out of bounds, and they'll stay with Pelican Rapids. That brings the clock down to 27.9.
Ball out of bounds off Couchman. Vikings ball out of bounds.
Full court press here. They'll try again. And it comes into Welch, and Welch will be fouled. Stops the clock with 26.1. Will march down to the other end for free throws.
Foul called on number 3.
One more foul by the Rebels will put the Vikings at the line to shoot 2 for the remainder of the game. Right now, Ellie Welch at the free throw line. She has to make this one to get a second one. She does. That pushes it back to a 5-point advantage. Even if she makes this one, it's still a 2-possession game. She will not make it. It is a 2-possession game with 5 points. Peterson will push it up the court. Check that, Couchman, my apologies. Now Couchman has it. Long 3, no, that's gonna miss everything. And ouch. Luckily she kept her balance. Usually when your foot goes on top of a round object, that does not spell good news for your ankles. 10.3. And nearly a turnover, but Welch able to pick it up, and that will bring us down to 6.1 seconds.
Ball called on number 10, Michaela Beyond. 4th personal, team's 10. Pelican Rapids shooting 2.
All right, so every foul now is 2 shots for Pelican Rapids.
First one's good. In the game for Pelican Rapids, number 3.
6-point game. This free throw is huge. And it's in, and that will seal the victory for Pelican Rapids. The only thing left to be determined now is what the final score is going to be. Now we'll keep it here for the timeout. It's a full timeout on the floor here as the Rebels want to talk it over. And basically what needs to happen here is the Rebels need to get a 3-pointer. And then on the inbounds pass, they need to steal it, or take it away in some fashion, get a 3-pointer and get fouled on that 3-pointer and go to the free throw line and make a free throw, and then that would tie the game. Easier said than done, let's put it that way. So we'll see what Coach Sunday has in his back pocket for a play that would result in 2 3-pointers, with one of those 2 3-pointers being fouled on and going to the line to shoot 1. Because even if the clock's at 0-0, even if the clock is at 0-0-0, if they get fouled on a 3-pointer, they would be allowed to take that free throw to try and tie it up. If you play the game of pool, you might be familiar with the term long shot, and that's kind of the term we're using here. They're going to roll the ball on the ground. As soon as it's touched by Tucker, that will start the clock. Tucker dribbles up, gets the ball back for 3, off the mark. That'll do it. Your final score, the Pelican Rapids Vikings 56 and the DGF Rebels 49. We'll add up some numbers and come back with a post-game show. An excellent basketball game here, and the Rebels put up a fight, but they fell a little bit short. We'll talk it over, add up some numbers, and all that good stuff when we return after this here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Thank you for your support of high school athletics, and please.
Budget Blinds, based in Detroit Lakes, serving Perham, Fergus Falls, and Park Rapids, is celebrating its 30th anniversary. Whether you need blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, check out the entire inventory online, budgetblinds.com. Also, schedule a consultation on the website. Have more questions? Give them a call, 218-206-9599. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for custom window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit online, budgetblinds.com. All right, welcome back here to the fort, where the Rebels come up a little bit short. They battled all the way to the end, though, and they certainly made things interesting towards the end there. But the Vikings hang on and move to 6-1 on the season, and the Rebels fall to 2-4 overall on the season. Let's take a look at the KLN Family Brands stat report here, and there's your final numbers. Pelican Rapids shooting 22 of 39 with 15 of those 39 attempts from behind the three-point arc. They connected on 4 of them. Let me count them up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's exactly right. And then 8 of 15 from the free throw line, committing 4 fouls in that second half for a game total of 6. The total turnovers actually went in favor of the Rebels, 10-12. Well, the Rebels shot 18 of 49 with 23 of those 49 attempts coming from behind the three-point arc. They were able to connect on 8 of them. Let me count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's exactly right. According to my scorebook, that matches up perfectly. They were, let me count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, they were 5 of 5, 100% from the free throw line. Committed a total of 9 fouls in the second half. And that, or actually, no, I'm sorry, 4 fouls in the first half. And, well, they stopped counting at 10, but according to my book, they did indeed have 16. So, that matches up as well. So let's look at your Callan Family Brands final game stat report. Let's go ahead and take a look at the individual numbers. It would be for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. Morgan Korf had 8, while there were 7 apiece for Anna Roysum and Claudia Gurath, and 3 for Megan Guler, who got that triple early in the first half. Well, actually about midway through the first half, I should say. 13 points for Chelsea Eisenman. The Vikings were led by Ellie Welch, who had 18 this evening here in the winning effort against the DGF Rebels. Over on the DGF Rebels side, they had 13 from Gabby Tucker, 8 from Michaela Winter, 7 from Michaela Bialan, 4 from Kaylee Peterson, 2 from Aria Garrett, and 15 from Peyton Backus. Peyton Backus was your leader for the Rebels in this particular matchup. It was 30-17 at halftime. And in the second half, the Rebels outscored the Vikings 32-26. But it was not quite enough of an outscoring in the second half to close the total gap on the scoreboard. As you add up 30 and 26, that totals 56 for Pelican Rapids, 17 the first half, 32 in the second half for DGF, totals up to 49 for the DGF Rebels. That is a look at your team numbers and your individual numbers. It's time to select a player of the game, and we'll do that here in 30 seconds.
The domestic dog, a relative of the wild wolf, now a gentle, loyal member of your family. And through the good times and the more challenging, we love them no matter what. That's why we feed them the best. Nutrisource is the kind of clean, premium food you'd feed a loyal pet who would follow you to the ends of the earth, even when you don't want them to. Don't just feed your pet, nourish their whole body. Nutrisource, where pet health begins.
All right, welcome back. Your final score once again, the Pelican Rapids Vikings now 6-1 on the season with a 56-49 victory over the DGF Rebels, who fall to 2-4. Time to select your player or players of the game, and we're actually going to go with 2 from each side. In the losing effort, we're going to go with Peyton Backus, who had a strong first half and kind of passed the torch to Gabrielle Tucker in the second half. Those two made it interesting towards the end, as DGF was almost able to close the gap, but the free throw shooting of the Vikings is what ultimately sealed the deal here for the Vikings. For the Pelican Rapids Vikings, we're going to go with 2 as well. Ellie Welch had a strong game both in the first and the second half. She really came through with free throws in the second half. She actually missed her first 2 free throw attempts in the second half, but then connected on 4 of her next 5 following those first 2 that she missed. She went a total of 4 of 7 from the free throw line, and that final free throw was the one to put them up by 7 points, and that was enough to just make it a little bit too much of a gap for DGF to try and hit a couple of threes at the very end there to attempt to tie it up. We're also going to go with Chelsea Eisenman, the 5'9" senior, had 13 points on the evening, and majority of those points coming in the second half. And if it wasn't for Eisenman's effort early in that second half down in the paint, it's very possible that DGF may have come away with a victory. So the teamwork of Eisenman and Welch is going to be what's going to do a majority of the credit for the victory here for the Pelican Rapids Vikings. That's going to wrap up this broadcast. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got coming up here. This is our final broadcast before the Christmas break. We'll return after Christmas with the Perham Grand 8 Holiday Tournament. It'll feature Barnesville, Waconia, Perham, Sauk Center, as well as Paynesville and Border West, I believe, are the teams. Oh, yeah, there it is on screen. I didn't realize that our graphics guy put it on screen already, so it looks like I got them all right. But it'll start at 2 p.m. on Tuesday, that's the Tuesday after Christmas, so I'm not sure how many days away that is. That's 5 days away, so it's not quite a week away. But we'll have all 4 games on Tuesday, December 27th on one stream, and then we'll have all 4 games on Wednesday, December 28th on a second stream. And then we head to Bismarck, and we get our New Year's broadcast underway. with the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks hosting a doubleheader against the Kindred Vikings. Those two teams always meet either on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Last year we did that matchup at Jamestown College on New Year's Day. So it's the second time they've met this year. And next year when we do the matchup, it would be the only time in a year that they meet. So every other year they meet 2 times in a year and 1 time in a year, just because of the fact that the game is on the 31st and the 1st, and they flip-flop like that. And then we come back to Minnesota action here is Perham, and we'll have a girls-boys doubleheader against Crookston and Detroit Lakes. One of those games is a rescheduled game from earlier in the season. And then we'll be back here on Tuesday, January 3rd, as the DGF Rebels will host the Browerville Eagle Valley team. And that'll be live here on Magnitude Sports, as well as a live simulcast to the DGF YouTube channel. And then back to Barnesville for wrestling, crossing our fingers. Most of their wrestling have been postponed up to this point. But tentatively, Thursday, January 5th, if the weather cooperates, Barnesville will host West Central Area and Bertha Hewitt Verndale in a triangular. And then we'll also have girls basketball for you a little bit later that evening when the Rebels travel to Perham to take on the Yellow Jackets. That's another game that you can catch on Magnitude Sports, and we'll have a simulcast to the DGF YouTube as well. And then you can dig deeper into that schedule if you'd like to find out who's coming up and when by going to magnitudesn.com. Of course, you can subscribe to our channel at MagnitudeSN. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook on the same handle, and then Magnitude Sports on Instagram. And if you haven't already subscribed to the DGF YouTube channel, just go to youtube.com @DGF Schools. YouTube has now made it official. Every single channel has the @ preceding its name now. So just however you searched it in the past, search it the same way and put an @ symbol at the front of it. Simple as that, right? We hope anyway. So once again, your final score here tonight at the Fort in Glyndon at DGF High School, the Pelican Rapids Vikings 56 and the Dilworth Glyndon Felton Rebels 49. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you again soon here after the Christmas break on Magnitude Sports, and a Merry Christmas to each and every one of you.
Seating has been a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell, and visit our website at magnitudesn.com for a schedule of our upcoming broadcasts.